The other day, my microwave broke. Every time I tried to close the door, it would not stay closed and I couldn't cook my popcorn. After some investigating and looking closely at the parts that weren't working, and a few videos later, I was able to fix my microwave. Eventually, it was able to stay closed, and I had all the popcorn that I wanted. There are people out there who are responsible for analyzing and looking closely at machinery to understand how it works and help with bigger projects. Who would do this for their job? Find out what STEM career I am describing in this episode of the STEM Career Quest. Have you ever found yourself asking this question? What do I want to be when I grow up? Maybe you already have an answer to that. Maybe you don't. Both are okay. Welcome to the STEM Career Quest podcast, a show made for kids like you to help you build your dreams or even find new ones in science, technology, engineering, and math. Each week, hear captivating stories and interviews to explore the exciting world of STEM. Oh, and grown-ups and teachers, you can listen too. We'll talk to experts in STEM who are passionate about what they do in the real world and how they make a positive impact in their careers. Created and hosted by K-5 STEM coach Naomi Meredith, this show will spark your imagination and passions. Join us each week on our quest to explore the possibilities of careers in STEM, one episode at a time. The STEM career that we are going to be learning more about is what it is like being a mechanical engineer. Mechanical engineers design, develop, test, and build machines that move. The types of machines that they work on definitely depends on the company that they work for and the projects that they are assigned. To tell us more about it, we are going to be speaking with our special guest, Tiffani Teachey. Tiffani is a senior mechanical engineer and she works in the energy industry. She works on different types of machines like pumps, valves, and tanks. As a child, Tiffani thought that she actually wanted to be a lawyer, but she had an experience with a really cool camp that involved a lot of engineering, and that was the spark that she needed to help pave the pathway to where she is now in her senior mechanical engineering job. So excited for you to meet Tiffani and hear more about her and her STEM career. Now, get ready for today's episode quest, my Questies. As you listen to this episode, there are 3 questions for you to find the answer to. Listen carefully, and I will reveal the answers at the end. Are you ready? Question number 1. True or false? Tiffani wanted to be in a career that would challenge her every day. Question number 2. What does Tiffani have to do sometimes at her job to stay safe? And question number 3. What is another type of job Tiffani has along with being a senior mechanical engineer? Be a careful listener. Now let's embark on this episode. Well, thank you, Tiffani, so much for being here today. We are so excited to learn all about you and what you do. If you wouldn't mind telling us, what is your STEM career and how would you describe what you do?
Well, thank you so much for having me. And so my career is senior mechanical engineer. And so from that, the way I break it down is there's different types of engineering, but anything that moves is mechanical engineering. And so a lot of times the things that I do as far as with mechanical engineering, I deal with design, producing, and operating power producing machinery. So that is what mechanical engineers do. They design, produce, and operate power producing machinery.
What kind of machines do you get to work on? That's pretty cool.
Right. So I deal with tanks, pumps, valves, like those are different parts of the energy industry. And so different things that help things move. Those are the type of machines that I deal with.
Awesome. So with that, what would you say? It already sounds really cool, but what is the coolest part about your job? I can tell you really like it. You have a big smile on your face. So there might be more than one thing that's super cool.
I like being able to see the different things I'm going to design and be able to help fix and make it better. And then seeing the end results of it, I think that's what's been the biggest part of it. So seeing what needs to be fixed, problem solving, and then seeing me fix it, design it, and then seeing the end results of making it work and how it helps the world is what's been great.
Does it always work the first time?
Sometimes it doesn't. And so let me let you know, I went into engineering because I wanted to be challenged. And so it's challenges probably every day in my career. But from those challenges, I've learned how to be able to take it, see what needs to work, tweak it a little bit, and it might not work the first time, but testing it out has been my journey of being able to make sure that it works. So sometimes it doesn't work the first time, but when I test it out, see what needs to be tweaked, might need to be added, taken away, I've been able to know what it takes to make sure it works in the end.
Well, that's good to remember because I know a lot of times when I work on projects, it doesn't work the first time. And I'm sure all the kids out there have that happen too. So that's good to hear from a senior mechanical engineer. That happens in real life all the time. And you just have to keep going.
Yes, and stay encouraged. Know that if you believe it, you can achieve it. And that's what I've been able to do growing up. And if you believe it, you can achieve it. So seeing it work at the end, it's been great.
It's a great reward. So, along with that, do you have a really cool project that you worked on, or something shocking that's happened to you, or a funny story? Kind of like that behind the scenes that has happened at your job before?
Well, let me tell you, with my job, I have to dress out. So a lot of times, getting used to dressing out behind the scenes, I have to put on safety goggles. I have to put still some big boots on. And then also I have to be able to wear a lab coat. And so sometimes I have those days where I have to dress out, and it's interesting to see what needs to be done with it. But those have been some funny days where I've had to dress out different outfits, and it comes with it because safety is important. And so that's the purpose of it, about being protecting of my eyes, being protecting of my feet and my body. And that's what I've had to learn behind the scenes of why I have to do what I do, the career I'm in.
Do you have a favorite one of your outfits that you like better than others?
Well, as far as favorite outfits, I mean, let me tell you, I don't know if it's favorite, but I've had to sometimes wear a mask, not just for it's like to help with oxygen because of the different parts of where I've had to go into. So not only just wearing those gear and outfits, but sometimes I might have to wear a protective gear as far as the mask. So that's been one thing that's, stood out. I had to get used to. I don't have to do it every day, but that's been one thing alongside with all the rest of the outfits as far as I have to wear.
3 things about wind turbines you may not already know. Wind turbines are a way to create renewable energy. Renewable energy is energy that we can use over and over again without running out. A wind turbine moves by the wind outside. We never run out of wind. When a wind turbine moves, it is creating mechanical energy. This energy goes into a generator that is inside of the wind turbine, and it is then converted into electrical energy. This electrical energy is the kind of energy that we use to charge everyday things like technology, lights in our house, and even my microwave. Wind turbines don't always collect energy all by themselves. A wind farm is a space where there are a lot of wind turbines in one area to collect more energy at a time. Did you know these 3 things about wind turbines? Pretty cool, right? Loving the STEM Career Quest podcast and want more? Join the STEM Career Quest Club. Perfect for teachers, homeschool parents, or families looking to add more educational opportunities during school breaks. Inside, you get access to a private community of other STEM Career Quest listeners, comprehension guides for each episode, teaching slides for each episode where it is broken up into chunks so you can listen in smaller segments, related STEM activities you can complete with simple materials, one monthly virtual STEM field trip, and more. Join the club at stemcareerquestpodcast.com/club. That's good to know because sometimes some people don't have to dress up for their job. So that can keep it really interesting having the different things to wear to keep you safe.
Safety's first. And that's what I learned in my career. We always have to make sure that we're safe in the work that we do.
Perfect. So, thinking of where you are today, you weren't born a mechanical engineer. So, what experiences in your life led you to where you are? Was it a person? Was it a lot of different things? How
Mhm.
did you get to where you are today?
Well, I thought I was going to be a lawyer, thought I could debate. But my mom was an educator, my dad was an entrepreneur, and they had us go into a math and science Saturday academy. So my brother, he's a civil engineer, I'm a mechanical engineer. We both had to go to a Saturday academy. And from there, we learned about problem solving, math and science, and how engineering plays a role with it. And so that's what got us into wanting to be an engineer, being able to know that I'm solving problems and being able to use the math and science, and not just math and science, English and writing as well, because we have to be able to do research, do different inspections and investigating, but we got to be able to write it down and be able to present it. And so math, science, English, writing, I learned that in the process of becoming an engineer and what I do today.
I love that. And there's a side note, there's a little bonus thing about Tiffani you guys might not know. You also are an author.
Yes. So I am a children's book author. So I love the kids. I love the kids. I say that all the time because
Mhm.
we want to make sure that they learn. So it's called, my first ever book is What Can I Be? STEM Careers from A to Z, because it's different STEM, science, technology, engineering, math careers that's out there. And I want the kids to be able to know that you can be one of those type of careers. And so that's my first book. What Can I Be? STEM Careers from A to Z. Then I have the STEM Crew Kids Adventures where they get to learn different types of hands-on activities that you can do.
Love that. So you guys can have a lot of different passions like Tiffani, and she's using her skills in a lot of different ways. So with that, what advice, and you kind of said some things already, but what advice do you have for kids who might want to do something similar to you for their career?
My advice is start doing some hands-on activities. Go look at some different things, even at the house, that you can maybe pull together. For example, I'll give you an example. Get a spaghetti stick, get some marshmallows, put them together and see if you can build the tallest tower. So there's different things where you can just go ahead and start building things. And then also job shadow. Go sit under somebody who does a career. For example, if you love animals, veterinarians are great. Go see if you can go for a day and go sit under a veterinarian, for example. So there's so many different careers like the engineering, but hands-on activities, robotics, programming, different activities, I would say, go do it and start getting your hands and start thinking and asking the question.
Well, that is excellent advice. And I know a lot of kids out there who love hands-on learning are probably making those connections and thinking, oh, I didn't know I could be a mechanical engineer when I grow up. So we appreciate all of your advice and all that you're doing. And thank you so much for being a guest on the STEM Career Quest.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have you been listening carefully to today's episode? Here are the answers to today's episode quest. Question number 1 was, true or false? Tiffani wanted to be in a career that would challenge her every day. True. Tiffani's job is exciting and there are always new problems to solve, and she loves a good challenge. Question number 2 was, what does Tiffani have to do sometimes at her job to stay safe? Sometimes Tiffani has to dress up in safety gear, and that sometimes can also involve wearing safety goggles. And question number 3 was, what is another type of job Tiffani has along with being a senior mechanical engineer? Tiffani is also a children's book author. Definitely check out the collections of books that she has. If you love STEM, then you will love her STEM books. How did you do on the questions? Need help following along and want more out of your episodes? Make sure to join the STEM Career Quest Club, where every single episode has its own listening comprehension guide, paired STEM activities, and more. Loving the STEM Career Quest podcast? Want to be featured on the show? Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and tell us what you love about it. Maybe you'll be featured on our next episode. What is something new today that you learned about being a mechanical engineer? Is this a type of STEM career you might want to learn more about? Even if it isn't, it is still amazing to learn about all types of STEM careers and how they help our world and different passions that maybe you will change your mind and want to be when you grow up. So excited to be here along this STEM journey, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening to today's episode of the STEM Career Quest podcast. Grab your free episode badge, connect with today's guest, follow us on social media, join the club, and more. Find it all on our website at stemcareerquestpodcast.com.